Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Thursday, September 13th, 2018. We start off with some significant criticism geared towards WWE. Batista wrote the following on Twitter regarding his status for SmackDown 1000. Batista tweeted, "Surprise, surprise, I wasn't invited, and it's in my hometown. Guess by now I shouldn't be shocked anymore." Also, Kurt Angle wrote the following Instagram post about his current status with WWE. Kurt Angle posted a photo of himself with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon from the WrestleMania 19 press conference and wrote underneath the photo, "The same people that I started my career with in WWE are the same people that have driven me away from WWE. I have not heard a word on when my vacation would end. I'm starting to wonder if I'm ever coming back." The criticism also doesn't end there for WWE. NXT star Dominik Dijakovic tweeted earlier today, "The 2K19 video game should have a challenge where you drive 22 hours both ways by yourself for a potential 8-minute match with no pay." It's also interesting to note that Hanson, one half of the War Raiders in NXT, replied back to Dominik Dijakovic's tweet by saying, "Perfect." Also, marketing manager Katie Rosenberg published a quote from Stephanie McMahon at the Game Changers conference where Steph said, "We're successful for one reason only. We've listened to our audience." This quote was met with a lot of negative backlash online, and Rosenberg commented on the negative backlash in response to the Stephanie McMahon quote. Katie Rosenberg tweeted, "So apparently the WWE fans feel differently, as evidenced by the 70+ comments I woke up to this morning." And the criticism doesn't stop there for the WWE. Dave Meltzer of 4FWOnline.com discussed Daniel Bryan's current position in WWE during Wrestling Observer Radio. Meltzer said, "The whole Daniel Bryan booking since WrestleMania, that actually should go down as promotional malpractice. As over as he was when he first made the comeback to where he is now, he's still popular and they'll chant, but it's like he's just a guy. Even guys in the company, bring it up. On the road, he's more than just a guy. But they'll go like, yeah, you watch the TV, he's just a guy on the roster, and he should be so much more than that." Meltzer also criticized a 205 Live storyline with Mustafa Ali randomly being dropped. Meltzer said, "The Mustafa Ali story, so the whole story with him was that he hadn't been cleared and that he wasn't going to be allowed to wrestle until he gets cleared, so a week or two ago he hit the ring and was told, you can't hit the ring until you're cleared. And now he's just cleared. It's like, where did that storyline go? I mean, what was the point of that story? Now he's cleared. I thought there would be some sort of an angle with him about being cleared earlier, him wanting to go in there and not being cleared and some sort of thing like that. No. Now he's cleared, and there he was, and he won a match, and he looked good. It was a squash using his cool moves." Thanks to RingsideNews.com for the quotes. So the WWE getting attacked from all ends today with a bunch of criticism. Very surprising to hear. Mike Johnson of PWIInsiderElite.com discussed why WWE didn't have Charlotte Flair vs. Becky Lynch take place inside the Hell in a Cell structure. Mike Johnson said, "Vince didn't want one, that's why. They wanted Orton vs. Hardy in the cell, it's that simple." Thanks to RingsideNews.com for the quote. Also, Mike Johnson of PWIInsiderElite.com discussed Jason Jordan's wrestling career possibly being over. Mike Johnson said, "I heard there is no time frame on when Jordan will be returning to the ring, if at all. That's why they got him backstage working in production. Apparently it's a lot worse than they thought it was going to be." Johnson also commented on Lio Rush being paired with Bobby Lashley on Raw. Johnson said, "I actually believe that Lio Rush being put with Lashley is probably a Paul Heyman pitch, because Paul has always been pretty big on the hype man, and Lio Rush certainly fits that role. So I would be shocked if that wasn't a Paul Heyman thing. It's unknown at this time if Rush is going to remain on 205 Live," Johnson said. "That's to be determined. No one seems to know that answer to that, including people on the creative team." Thanks to RingsideNews.com for the quotes. While appearing on Busted Open Radio, Mick Foley noted that he hopes to get involved in some way during the Roman Reigns vs. Braun Strowman Hell in a Cell match, but also said the focus would be on them. Justin Barrazio of Sports Illustrated also noted the following about the match. "Mrs. Foley's baby boy is currently in fantastic shape, and there are rumblings from contacts at WWE that the plan is for him to take at least one significant bump from Strowman. There is another report going around that because of Foley's hip surgery, WWE is not going to allow him to take any significant bumps in the match. And finally, here on Jammin John's Wrestling News, here are the current betting odds for Hell in a Cell this Sunday. For the mixed tag team match, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, negative 425. They are the favorite. The Miz and Maryse, positive 305. The Hell in a Cell match, Jeff Hardy, positive 260. Randy Orton, negative 380. He's the favorite. The WWE Raw Women's Championship match, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, negative 900. She's the favorite. Alexa Bliss, positive 500. The WWE Championship match, AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, negative 165. He's the favorite. Samoa Joe, positive 125. And in the main event of Hell in a Cell so far, the Hell in a Cell match for Universal Championship, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, negative 365. He's the favorite. And Braun Strowman, positive 255. The favorites have the negative symbol and the underdogs have the positive symbol. For the favorites, the number represents the amount of money you would need to risk to win $100. For the underdogs, the number represents the amount of money you would win if you risk $100. And that is your news for Thursday, September 13th, 2018. Today is my 7-year anniversary of being in radio. I want to thank everybody over the years that has been supporting me, from starting my radio journey by doing an online radio show called Rowdy Rough Radio when I was a senior at Perry County Central High School in Hazard, Kentucky, all the way to working at WSGS in Hazard, Kentucky, the station that I grew up listening to and the station that majorly influenced me to be in radio. And it's just so incredible. This journey has just been so amazing, from 17 to 24, and I don't really think that I would be doing what I'm doing right now, this wrestling news, speaking to 1,300 people, if it wasn't for the decision to do Rowdy Rough Radio 7 years ago, because it really sharpened my skills up. Before that, my skills wasn't really that great, but over time I was able to really practice and get everything down pretty smoothly. And I want to thank each and every single one of you that has supported me over the years, all of you that have downloaded this wrestling news app. I love each and every single one of you. Here's to 7 more years. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin John's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices. If you don't hear an update tomorrow, it's because I'm at work. We got a football game tomorrow, so if there's no update tomorrow, that's the reason why. But I'm going to try my best to get that on for you tomorrow. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Big shout out to everybody listening to this on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Stewie Family is the name. Follow me on Instagram, the Jammin John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin John's Wrestling News or your wrestling promotion, wanting to get your next big event out for the awesome power of Amazon Alexa, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You can subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/JamminJohn if you like. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJohn. This is Jammin John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.